Again in Benton tonight, where school district leaders are exploring the idea of changing their calendar to have less of a summer break.
The district is getting feedback to gauge interest, and as CHV 11's Brooke Buckner shows us, they're ultimately trying to decide if and how it would work for the district.
We're just trying to find what our community and what our staff and students and everything are most comfortable with.
That's currently what Benton School District administrators are trying to figure out as they get input from families and faculty in the school system. Assistant Superintendent Dr. Larry Smith says they're discussing what a hybrid calendar could look like for the district.
It breaks up the school year differently than what we typically do.
Which means a shorter summer break and longer, more frequent breaks throughout the school year.
And we do have some interest, but it's about a 60-40 split. And our staff really still has a lot of questions that they'd like to see if we can get some answers to before we would jump into doing that.
Dr. Smith says the hybrid calendar could come with lots of benefits, like reducing burnout for students and teachers.
Looking at student achievement stuff, most of the time when schools go from a traditional to a hybrid, and looking at the schools before and after test results, usually is positive. So it does have a positive impact on that.
But he says it could complicate things like athletic schedules.
If you're out a week in October, their season's going on. So how does that affect contracts, or does it affect contracts, and what happens with it?
In the meantime, Dr. Smith says school days might look a little different come next year because they're considering adding a few minutes to each day.
The banking of time, which is what we're going to do most likely next year, allows us to build in some 3 or 4 days that we can use as snow days and not have to really extend that calendar out into June.
He expects the board to finalize that decision in the spring. In Benton, Brooke Buckner, THV 11 News.
Dr. Smith says they'll continue to get feedback for the hybrid calendar throughout the spring and fall of next year before making a decision.
And because they're neighbors, it seems all the time, Bryant School District is also discussing the possibility of switching to an extended year calendar.